Hello viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing us how to sew a male child trouser. So this is the fabric I'm going to be using. It's unfold already, as you can see, and I choose not to do my markings on the wrong side of the fabric because I'm using a white chalk, and I don't think if I should be making my markings on the fabric if it will be visible enough for you guys. So I decided to use the right side of the fabric. But when doing your own markings, do it on the right side of your fabric. If you are new to this channel, you are highly welcome. Please click on the red button to subscribe and on the notification bell also, so that you will be notified each time I upload a new video. So let's get started. So I've already marked out. I'm using this line here as my baseline. So I'm going to be using band for this trouser. So I'm going to mark out my band line, which is 2 inches. I'll mark it out here, 2 inches, 2 inches, and I'll connect. I don't know if you guys can see this line, but I think this is the chalk that will be visible enough for you guys. So this is here now is for the band. So from this line I'm going to be taking my full measurement. So the full length of this trouser is, let me see, okay, the full length is 22. So from here to here is our 22, but I'm going to be adding 2 inches hemming allowance, making it 24 inches. I'll mark it out, 24 inches. You connect the line, so from our waistline now to this place is our 24 inches, and from the waistline to the knee length is 11.5. So I'm going to locate my 11.5, which is here, and I'll insert, mark it out there, 11.5, 11.5, and I'll also connect the line. This line that I'm marking out now is for the nail length. So you see the necessary lines. This is 2 inches for the band, then from the waist to the nail length, and from the nail length to the hemming line. Remember, I added 2 inches for the hemming allowance. So now the next thing to do, I'm not going to be using the waist measurement because I said this trouser is going to carry band. So for that reason, I'm going to be using the hip measurement. So the hip measurement of this person now is 30. So dividing 30 into 4, that should be 7.5. You can also leave half inches as your guideline here, but I'm just going to be using this one that I'm seeing, this black line, yes, as my guideline. So I'll be using that, but if you want, you can draw it out and mark it out. So now I'm using these black lines, this black line that you're seeing as my guide. So now I said the hip is 30, dividing it by 4, we have 7.5. So I'll mark out my 7.5 inches here. Now for the flap, I'm using a flap of 8.5 inches, which is this point here, 8.5 inches. This is for the flap, 8.5. Now on this flap line, I'm also going to add my lap line, that's the thigh. So the thigh is 19. Dividing 19 into 2, 19 inches, look at it. So dividing it into 2 like this, we have 9.5. So you mark out your 9.5, which is on this line. So now let me connect. Okay, just so you'll be very accurate, 8.5 here also. You draw your line. Another line formed, right? Waistline, laps line, flap line, which I will draw. Okay, let me just do that now. Remember we have what here? 7.5. So you mark out your 7.5 inches here also. 7.5. Then you connect the lines. I hope you guys can see these lines. So this is our band for the band and our waist area. This is our lap line. This is the flap. This is the nail length, and this is the full length line. I hope you guys are following. So the next thing we are going to do now, you measure from here to here. Remember we got 7.5. Now I'm going to divide this 7.5 into 2 to be able to get the midpoint of this line here. So dividing it into 2, dividing it into, we have 3.75. So we note it here, 3.75. Bring it down to the nail line, also mark it out, 3.75. We want to get the middle of the fabric, 3.75. If you want, you connect the line. If you want, you leave it like this and work on it. But for illustration's sake, I'm going to draw it out so that people will see. So that's the middle of our fabric. Now on this nail length, I'm going to insert the round nail measurement. So the round nail measurement is 14. Dividing 14 into 2, we are going to have 7. You know, I can just come and insert 7 here now, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to divide this 7 into 2. Dividing 7 into 2, we have 3.5. So this 3.5, I'll place it here and mark. And now our 7, I'll mark it also, which is here. Did you notice anything? If I place this tape here now, our 7 inches will be here. That means we have shifted from the midpoint of the fabric. So you see the reason for this line. So now you now know the reason why this line is necessary, because if I'm to mark 7 inches from that my black base line, from that point here to here, here is our 7. Now coming to the ankle, here is the ankle line. The round ankle measurement is 10.5, so I'll divide 10.5 into 2. 10.5 into 2, what would that be? So we are getting we are getting 1/4 of an inch. 5.1/4. So this 5.1/4, I'm dividing it into 2 also. What do we have here? We have 2.6. So I'm going to place it in the middle line here and mark, and also mark our 5 point. Okay, 5.1/4 also here, right? Mark it out. So now I'm going to connect this line from the lap measurement, which can also be called the thigh. I'll connect it from that point there, and from this line from the nail line to the ankle line, we connect also, doing the necessary connections. And from there you can draw your line until it terminates at the baseline here. Just draw it to where it terminates. So you can see our trouser is out, the measurements well placed. So now for the curve that we'll be having here, I'm going to take, just take 1 inch. You can do 1.5, you can do 2 inches, but I'm going to take 1 inch. So just like that, connect. Oh God, it's like the line is too much, but just when cutting out, we'll be careful on that part. So here you not leave it sharp like this, just try and blend it up like this, as you can see. So I think we've done justice to this male child trouser. So irrespective of the fact that we are sewing for a male child, we also need to carry out the necessary measurements. They are keys, they are special, so we just have to treat them special. So now I'm cutting out this measurements. So we've cut it out, and this is the look of the front part of the fabric. If you notice, here is straight. Yeah, it is like this because we are going to add band, so we don't need the we don't have the need to come down by 1 inch and connect like you do in adult trouser. So because this is going to carry band, that is why here is as straight as that. So now I'm going to be cutting the back part. So now I'm about cutting the back part of the fabric. As you can see, I've placed the front fabric on this, still on fold. So I'm going to mark out 2 inches from here, 2 inches, and I'm going all the way through 1.5 inch, all the way 1.5, 1.5, here also 1.5, 1.5, all the way down to the hemming. So this is for the back piece, and I'm going to cut it out. So having done this, we've come to the end of this tutorial. So this is the front and this is the back. You can see the difference. So when you're about sewing, you will just join them together, 1/2 inch. You join 1/2 inch, then you match the both together, and when you come to the down part here, you fold your 2 inches hemming allowance. Remember. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please share. Also comment. If there is any question for me, go to the comment section, comment, and I will respond. See you on my next one. Thank you. Bye.